All right, good morning, Bookmap. Welcome to the September 4th, Wednesday, 10:30 Eastern stream. We're dealing with a market here that's been pretty erratic, and it appears that we are finally taking out my target 55.50, but we still have to hold over it. We have many icebergs on the tape, and liquidity drawing up into 55.50 with yet another iceberg. This one went from 10 to 1,000, immediately placing another one on here. So we definitely have some supply here in the 55.50 area. What's up, Jason? Good morning, good morning. VIX rolling off aggressively, 20.46. And ES has already eaten up 50 points from the lows, almost 50 points. Long way to go, though, to fill that imbalance. Long way. We have another 110 points from where we are now if we want to come close to filling the imbalance from yesterday. Long way to go. So, my whole theory here is that we have to break 55.50 and hold it in order to get us up into 55.65. Yet another rejection as the weak buyers close out positions into 50. The 2-year and the 10-year Treasury yield turns positive for the first time since August 5th. Can it stay there, though? Last time it touched it, it immediately inverted again. Can it stay uninverted? Good morning, good morning. What's up, Stephen? Has the time shifted? Negative. Has it? No. I'm completely off my game if they did shift it. NASDAQ is still climbing here. ES is top wicking. We have a whole bunch of icebergs here. It's going to be difficult for the market to climb through all this if these icebergs keep pinning the top here. We've already had 3 major icebergs, now 4, and we have 2 more on the books here. That 340 was small. I don't really consider those big. But keep an eye. These are also small, but if they build, then we'll have even more pressure. But if that continues to happen here, I'm going to be hesitant on any upside until we clear these moves. Green. 55.48 here. Here comes the green on NASDAQ, climbing up again, 19.025, ES at 55.48 into this upside area. And it appears we're going to do it. NVIDIA is breaking out, VIX rolling off, all signs point to continued upside. We just got to get through it. With the aggressive move on the VIX this week, would it be prudent to revise what happened last month when it moved like this? Well, you know, we're continually showed that shorting the VIX is the best way to go. Once the VIX puts on a pop, to at least roll the VIX temporarily or hold it for a multi-day, multi-week position. But if we clear over this 55.50, it's going to get aggressive up over to 65. So I would watch this move and then further downside on the VIX. Well, we're finally getting over 55.50 here after many top wicks, and here is another top wick. Can't get over it. But if we do get over 50, 65 will be another move. And then 65 will be the retest for last week's support. It'll be the retest of the weekly low and the true test for the bulls overall. Right here. $55, $50, $75 and going. Here it is, 55.50, another top wick coming along here. Once it clears this area out. Aggressive VIX selling, so once again they are killing the VIX. And remember, when they start rolling the VIX, man, they'll continue to do it. That's what we saw last time. They rolled the VIX down to 65 to like under 30 by the end of the day. It was crazy. And if they do that again, it's going to rocket this thing. Now, the only bad part about that is that it'll bring us, once again, right back inside the daily range, which I do not want to happen. I want a breakout. Breakouts are better to trade for the bottom line, baby. The bottom line. Icebergs were taken off, canceled. Here we go, 55.51, about to break out here. Still going. Still going. Absorbing, 55.51. VIX down, Microsoft up, XLF dead flat. RTY is breaking out here too, so we have a market-wide kind of climb here. Going. Liquidity shift up to 5560. Options data. Still unable to hold 55.50 on a close. Nvidia call buying is up to 12 million. Still, call buying on the tape is starting to accelerate. $55.49 right here. We have a very interesting month coming up here, man. Between FOMC and then FOMC, if I remember right, FOMC and OPEX is in the same week. So a lot of shaking and baking, a lot of manipulated price action. Here comes the green, even higher. About to break out. Like a bubbling pot of water. Trying to break out. Here it goes. It's got that look to 55.60. Once over 55.50, we're going to 55.60. Right in this area. What chart are you looking at when you say 55.50? The S&P chart, ES, S&P futures. Here we go. 55.52. And top wicked again. Trying its best to get over it as all the weak buyers shake out. Taking their profit. That's what you're seeing here. That's why you're not getting an incredibly large top wick. If this thing swept down red, that would be sellers. The fact that we're just getting these little nibbly top wicks like a fish nibbling at a bait, that's just the buyers taking their profit. The people coming back to break even who were weak-handed when they initially entered at 10 o'clock. And once we clear it, that's when you're going to get the LFG, whoa, holy crap, rocket ships, to the moon candles to 55.65. That's what this looks like. Here it goes. Now we going, baby. $55.55. Liquidity up to 55.60. And there's your to the moon candle. $55.54. I think I should get my 19.060 goal, and then I might take a short there. Yeah. Top wick back down. Still unable to hold 55.50 so far. Nvidia's up to 108.72 here. They are now switched into call buying to the tune of 11 mil. Still holding over 55.50. As long as that holds, 55.65 is still on the docket. but it's got to hold it. They give it up, then down we go to the bottom of the range. Is it bad that I haven't taken a single trade yet? No. Am I missing anything VPA related to catch these moves? I mean, there's been the high volume bottom at 10 o'clock. However, it happened so fast. It's very small chance you're going to capture a good amount of move there. The only VPA move I'm seeing is the one that's currently being set up, which is the clearing of 55.50. Clearing of 55.50. We need a 5-minute close over it, which we're going to get here in a couple of minutes, or a 15-minute closure here, which we'll get here in 4 minutes. And once we get that, 55.65 should be on the docket for the S&P. Other than that, it's been very volatile. Up until this 15-minute candle, it's been very volatile. So don't sweat it if you're not in a move yet. It hasn't been the greatest price action. So a very early bullish move followed by a lot of erratic behavior. Yesterday was the day to make tendies on the trend. Today, a little bit more cautious and wait for a move through the zones. VIX is still dumping. Yeah, 2024. $55.52. Top wick back over 55.49. So once again, back under 55.50. Back under 55.50. Top wicking. $55.52. We have 2 minutes until the 15-minute candle closes, and we'll get an algorithm shift, and we'll know what they intend to do here. $55.53. Liquidity still 55.60. 64, even a little bit up here at 80, 78, putting on a little bit, just a little bit. Less than a minute until the 15-minute candle closes. VIX still rolling off here. For the time being, all signs still point to upside for now. For now. Call buying, put selling. 55.54, coming into 55.65. There it is. Going. 55.56, trying to get there. To the upside. Be ready. Here's the next candle right here. See what they can do. Oh man, come on now. Let's see. Wicking out. Still holding right here. Slow. Very slow stuff. Very slow stuff. Seeing if we can get this area. Another iceberg, 55.47. Coming back down, back under 55.50. So there you go. There's your answer at the next 5-minute algorithm on the 15-minute. Back over. Slow stuff. Crazy 5-minute action on CL. Yeah, pumping up right there. CL is holding right on top of the POCs here at 70.21. $55.47 back under 55.50, so that negates the upside action right there. Holding back underside the morning low. Very slow at the moment. VIX is dumping. We should get our short covering rally, which is what you want for downside. Absolutely, yeah. Gather some inventory and sell it. That would be beautiful, and it makes it more for more efficient order flow too. It's all about cause and effect. The harder you fall without a bounce, then the more aggressive the bounce is going to be. So. Oh man, bottom wick back up. Very wicky action. Very wicky action. Now, in terms of cause and effect, the buyers have some work cut out for them today. If they don't buy this up and protect the market, then we are in danger of falling. Now, the other caveat to that is maybe yesterday was simply the adjustment play, the adjustment day going into what happens on Friday. For non-farm payroll, yesterday was adjusting down to accommodate the data and positioning, and then Friday we'll get a bigger move. Hopefully they have my account ready by then. I need to make some money. I'm on a hot streak right now. Them turning my account off is like the defense calling timeout, stopping the momentum. I don't think you can get the momentum, the explosive up move if you have strong sellers all the way up to 680. Yep. $55.65 on the yes. All right. Bottom like 55.52. What y'all think? Let's go take a look at the data again. I'm still seeing this liquidity up to 55.60. We're getting a bottom wick off of the 55.50 and the morning high. So they're defending this position, which is good for the long side here. Just got to be patient enough to survive the shake and bake. Call buying, put selling is what I'm seeing here. SPX currently says 55.85 or 55.50 up to 55.80. We all have the overnight inventory underwater. Enormous fuel. VIX still coming down here too, 20.07. Not seeing a whole lot either way. Yeah, definitely. A little boring so far. A little shake and bake this morning and now boring. Yeah, Nvidia is definitely rocketing. If you want to play the individual names, there's a lot of action here. Nvidia is going up. Microsoft has been on a train, an algorithmic train upwards. So we just got to either wait your turn on the indices or play the individual names. Just kind of going here. What's a topic y'all want to hear about next on the old podcast? Any ideas? I need to farm y'all for some content ideas. Running out of ideas to talk about. We do have an interview coming up of one of our own high-profile traders, so be ready for that. We'll be doing our first interview-style podcast episode. $55.53. How to make big monies. There you go. Oh man. How about macroeconomics and who you listen to learn? I like some macroeconomics. It's good stuff. Right now, how to lay Schedule 80 conduit under the slab so you can run your wire right throughout your house. I can do that. That's what I'm doing this week. How to lay pipe. There you go. There you go. Call the podcast Montes Arribas. Yeah. How do resets work on Top Step? You sign up for an account. If you blow up the account, your options are to either wait until your month ends and it re-ups again, or go ahead and sign on another one. Go ahead and do another one. Pay for it again. Just be careful doing that, though. Be careful doing that. You hit that re-up button, you can go down a pretty slippery slope. The past 2 years, I've signed up for about probably 60 prop firm accounts, 40 of which were on Apex, because I tried to do 20 and 20, and obviously we know how that worked in the past 2 years. So you got to be careful, and then eventually you figure out how to work the rules, and you're good. You just got to learn how to rule. Trading prop firms is not about trading altogether. It's about trading and then learning how to trade with the rules. So once you kind of get used to trading the rules, you're fine. You can kind of cozy on in and do your thing. But just don't get in the habit of re-up. Slab on grade. I sucked at that. Yeah, I'm terrible at concrete. In fact, yesterday I was trying to. I have 10 posts I put in for the porch, the lean-to porch, and I had them concreted. And pouring concrete, man, that's hard work. That's hard work. Does it automatically renew with your monthly subscription? Yes, it does. It'll keep on renewing every month until you get funded, and then you don't pay anything else after that. Although one of the downsides of being on a live account is now I have to pay for Top Step CME data, which is $140. Modest Rebus has been a big turning point. At Hathcock Mindset says I need a clear shot, not spray and run out of gabagoo. Absolutely. One of the reasons I've done so well the past 6 days, I've made an insane amount of money in the 6 days within a great win rate, about 87% win rate. It's because of that exact mindset. I've been waiting very patiently until I see something that screams, this is where you need to take an entry, and then I take entry. Reactive trading will get you hurt. So if I don't have that warm and fuzzy in my stomach, I'm not going to trade. It's just who I am. And that, yes, it'll cause you sometimes to miss out on moves, which is fine, because I know when I take entry, it's going to be usually, not always, usually a high confidence move. Oil's getting crushed. A little pumping up right there. Here comes the 55.62 right here. We have an iceberg. We have liquidity at 62.60. And about the bottom we can go up. Sorry about that, YouTube. I thought I was muted. I was taking a bite of my beef jerky. Didn't mean to do a little go on mukbang on you. 55.57 right here. Once it takes out this area, you'll get 65. I just blew my funded account. I was in long with too much size after being stupid. That 945 candle ruined what I had left. I was right, but I lost because I'm stupid with this. Well, what was the mistake, math? You still here? No? Position sizing. With prop firms, man, you've got to be absolute relentless with position sizing. One slip up and gone. Gone. So you got to be relentless. I can teach y'all how to do it, man. I can teach. Look what Futures Are Fun are doing, man. The dude's a top 10 Top Step trader. I mean, y'all can do it. Y'all can do it. But you have to be extreme ownership. I mean, Jocko, man. You got to be Jocko with yourself. And you have to be absolute. There is no if, ands, or buts. There is no but. There is no this. It's like you follow your rules or you'll never pull out $1. Period. It's that. I mean, the market, in my opinion, is the only thing I've ever experienced in life that's completely unforgiving. It'll never give you an inch. When it does give you an inch, it'll take it right back the next day. It's the only thing in my life that's completely unforgiving. Even with fitness, if you do fitness over and over again, eventually your body becomes acclimated, gets stronger, faster, and fitness becomes easier, and then you got to push yourself to go harder. The market is just always hard. It always just punches you in the face. So if y'all aren't willing to put in some proper risk mitigation measures and stick to it with an absolute certainty, you're never going to be profitable. Never, ever, ever. It doesn't matter what VPA, what you learn, what I tell you, nothing. Especially with prop firms. Because prop firms, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. One slip up and you're done. Anyway, 55.61 ES. We finally took over 55.50 and coming up. It's like those assault bikes. Dude, I've got an assault bike. I love it. I love it because it sucks so much. It's such a hard concept because not many things in life are like this. You're exactly right. It's absolutely relentless, unforgiving, and harsh. There's no other word for it. And you know what the sucky thing is? When you fail in life, usually you have something to blame. Usually you have a boss that fired you. You've got a spouse that was having a bad day and was mean to you. You've got some guy in traffic that cut you off. In trading, there's no one to blame. Like, there's nothing that you can just like, well, blah, 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 and you play victim. You can't. The only thing is just you and the unrelenting nastiness of the price action. So I get it. I get the frustration, man, and I get why this is so freaking hard. I still face struggles sometimes. But position sizing, buddy. Here's the thing, Math. If you're going to sign up for an account, and I'm going to give you some tough love because you're military, I know you can take it. You're a commander. Heck, you're higher ranked than I am. So I'm going to give you some tough love. Don't sign up for another account unless you could promise yourself that you'll never, ever overposition ever again. Not ever again. Not once. If you can't promise yourself that, then don't even waste your money. Don't even waste your money. I've had 3 days in a row of over $12,000 profits each on prop firms trading no more than 3 NASDAQ contracts. If I could do that, y'all can do that. Y'all can do that. You don't need to be slinging massive contracts. Stay within your risk parameters and just trade consistently. Here comes the 55.65 target. Once we cleared over 50, now we're coming to 65. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. After I just told you it was hard, I say easy peasy lemon squeezy. There you go. That's the beauty of it. You fall on your own sword. Yeah. I mean, it's very American, man. Although you're Canadian. I mean, it's very like human nature. Is that you pull yourself up by your own bootstraps and you make or break yourself. Here comes 65. Here comes 65. Just waiting on it. Just waiting on it. Now that you clear over 50, you got 65. Does everyone understand that whole process? It took 33 minutes for that whole process to unfold. Right there. Who are you talking to? That's a Canadian in the military. Now, you're right. So that move right there, if you were long your proper position sizing, you could have waited for the move to go up. You could have waited for that little bottom wick there at 10:45, where we dump back down and bottom wick back up off 50. If you were over positioned, then you wouldn't have been able to survive that big red candle in the bottom wick. So you'd have probably been stopped out and or blown up your account before you even saw profits, and it would have turned out to be a fantastic trade. Yeah, I was talking agnostic. He's Canadian. I know you're not. So if you were position sized properly, fantastic trade. If you're over positioned, then now you're blown up and you are seething over the fact that the market went up higher without you. So anyway, I'm belaboring the point here. I know the 67% capital gains tax got to hurt. Dude, I don't even want to... You know what? Nothing in this world will radicalize you more than paying taxes to the U.S. government. The amount of taxes I've paid this year is sickening by every degree of the word. Puts me in a bad mood every time I think about it. Freaking capital gains tax. 55.63.50. Still going. Here comes 55.65. I hold some unpopular views. Yeah, but you're a businessman though. You're a self-made businessman. You're gonna have those unpopular views. I would disagree that you are talking too much about overpositioning. I need to hear it. Thank you for telling the truth. Absolutely, Mike. And I'm only here because I love y'all. I love all y'all, man. And I hate seeing people fail. I hate it because I know how close you can be to success. You know that little metaphor where or that picture that you see around the internet of some dude is digging a hole and you see him turn around and he's like 1 inch from the gigantic diamond underground and he just now turned around. If he would have went for one more little push, he'd have hit the diamond. That's the way y'all are. If you just push and do it the right way for a little bit longer, like you can do it. And you can achieve all of this. You can do it. Is there any important news left today? We have a semi-important news. It's the Beige Book. In, I think, 2 hours. You don't know what poverty is until you live with me from 0 to 17. I know poverty. I know poverty. My dad used to take my Christmas money and leave IOUs in my dresser drawer. Guess how many of those IOUs he paid back? I used to have mayonnaise and mustard sandwiches for lunch. No meat, just mayonnaise and mustard on bread. It was terrible. Terrible. Here comes 55.65. I think we actually tapped it. Did we get it? We actually got it to the tick. Do I use weekly VWAP? Negative. Tea and toast. My wife and dinner for 2 years. I love it. I had bread. I did. Yeah, but that's made you who you are, man. Those are fantastic times. At the time, obviously, you hate that stuff, and it's hard to look back on, but, man, that makes you who you are. It forges you in fire and steel. Hardens the steel. We were happy, yeah. I tell you what, back then, I sure as crap wasn't paying as much as taxes, funding the giant Ponzi scheme in history. Forges you in white bread and mustard. Oh yeah, I love it, man. I love people like that. I like hearing those stories because the awesome people, man. Whew, they got some grit. 55.58 rejected. 55.65 to the tick rejected, and that was my next liquidity zone right there. Now, let's talk about a little bit further. Let's talk about something a little bit longer term here. 55.65 is the line in the sand for the buyers. To me, in my opinion, none of this bullishness right here that we're experiencing today means nothing if they reject 55.65 and come back down. If they claim 55.65, that's a macro pivot, which means most likely we're going to recoup a larger portion of this red action into Friday. If they reject this move, then all this is simply a retest, which has to be done. Support resistance flips are retests that must be accomplished to make the order book efficient. And that's exactly what's just happened. That's why we're rejecting 55.65. That's not a random point. That's why we rejected it to the tick. And if we continue the sell-off here, then we'll probably pick up steam into the afternoon and put a new low into the afternoon. So be on guard. And if someone from Top Step is listening, please make my account active. I need to make money. That's why I keep pushing, even though I'm failing for 4 years. I'm failing better. I'm nowhere close to breaking through. You are. I love it. Soup sandwich. Oh yeah. Soup sandwich. Some ice soup. I've had some ice soup before. Appears the move up has been exhausted for now. Yep, right off 55.65, right there. So my upside thesis is negated for now. I'm back to neutral in terms of thesis for that move. because 55.65 is my line in the sand. Now I have to create a new thesis, which I've already explained. I've had a lot of those mayo mustard sandwiches myself too. Oh yeah. Thanks for the view for the prospect after 55.65. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. No matter how much money we have, my dad's instinct is to eat only leftovers. My family won't eat. Even though my dad was weird, now it's me. Yeah. What's the current market giggity? Let's take a look. Refresh. 5565 on SPX. They have a little bit at 5600, but it's quite small. There's not too much out there. Great callouts and levels. Thanks, Christos. Really helped me out with a light 553 call. MNQ, MA's logs. Beautiful. Well done. Appreciate that. Do you guys know tzatziki's in America? Yeah, they're fantastic. It's like an upscale Greek place, Euro place. It's upscale gyros. You like some gyros? Nvidia calls got diminished though. No more Nvidia calls. Not put buying, but just smaller calls. Oh yeah. Now you're talking. It's good stuff right there. You know what I did last night? So Mrs. OM made a big old roast out of some chuck roast. Fantastic. So I made some black shin ramen, and I put a big old chunk of that roast in there. Man, that was good. Ramen with some roast. That's good stuff. That's like a what is it? The boko, without the dark red sauce. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Anyway, one of my favorite things is boko. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, but holy crap, I think we've had this discussion before. You sent me that recipe. But God, I can't wait for the wintertime because that's when I have that stuff. It's too hot to have that stuff now. Pho? Yeah, pho's good too. Ramen and roast, maybe mashed potatoes. Oh yeah, you put the roast in the ramen? Man, it's good. One of my favorite meals, though, speaking of mashed potatoes, one of my favorite meals ever, top 5 meals. If I was on death row for something, my last final meal would probably be a big old chunk of homemade meatloaf, cornbread, mashed potatoes and gravy, and some corn. Fantastic. Love it. Top wick off 55.65. I'm not playing the rejection here. I don't like switching back and forth from long to short. So I'll just kind of analyze if we start to make a move back down. Not to mention I'm about to sign off here in a couple minutes. Add gochujang to your ramen. Oh man, I love that. That's my favorite Asian sauce or spice, whatever you call it. It comes in the red bottles. Man, I love it. It's like sweet yet spicy, peppery. Amazing. See how easy it is for you to get y'all to talk to me about food? Get y'all to talk to me about food? Bisto. We probably don't have Bisto in the U.S. I don't know. I'll have to see what it is. I try to tell my daughter how good she has it whenever she complains that we don't have fancy top-of-the-line leather seats. When I was her age, I remember walking with my mom to the nearest public bus stop. Yeah. If we wanted to have fun, we'd walk to the library just to watch her for their free movie days. Yep. I feel you, man. I feel you. Didn't have TV, cable electronics. Everyone else did. We didn't have a phone. My dad refused to pay for a phone, so we didn't even have a phone. That was back before cell phones. And one day when I was 11, I knocked both of my front teeth out playing basketball, like literally clean out, roots and everything. And I had no one to call. Like I didn't have a phone, so I had to run and door to door to find someone who was home. My parents weren't home; they were still at work. To call the ambulance. So I'm literally sitting there drenched in blood, running door to door, banging on people's doors, trying to get them to call the hospital. That was a good time. Have you had Bookmap? Bibby, I'm gonna destroy that. I apologize. No, I haven't. So is the conference still on the table, or to get pushed? It is getting pushed a little bit, but it's definitely still on the table. We're going to do it. Do you have a thone? Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to make breakfast, come back at 3 p.m. Yep. I got to nail down the time. Right now, I'm in the throes of the build, definitely, but we're going to do it. I'll give everybody at least 3 to 4 months time to plan when it comes active. Very filling, a good protein. One of the worst parts about me moving from my old house is I no longer have my Indian neighbors. And they don't bring me food anymore. Man, that's good stuff. That looks delicious, dude. I don't know what that is, but that looks delicious. I just Googled what that was. I will absolutely make that. A little bit of red coming back over. All right, so for downside moves, 55.49 is the morning high. Do not look for downside until the market can take out 55.49. Otherwise, that is going to be used as support. That is the algorithmic morning high pivot. Everything will bottom wick off of that until they break it. I know that's kind of John Madden, but don't look for a play down until we can take that out. If we can close under 55.49, just like over 55.50, if we can close under 55.49, then we can start moving back down to the low, which is 55.20. Until then, they're just going to bottom wick off of it. So yeah, I could talk about food and trading at the same time. Did you take a long on the trip up? I did. I took a call. 55.50 call. Once we cleared 55.50 on the 15 is when I entered. I got in late but stopped out on that 10:45 Eastern candle. The 10:45, if like we kind of talked about that, if you were over positioned, it probably would have stopped you out if you got in late. But it quickly bottom wicked, so. Gold futures has some wild price action. Yeah, gold and oil. It's crazy. Yeah, that looks incredible, Mr. 50. Incredible. Warm drink soup cools you in the summer. Resets the body's thermostat rather than contrast between cold. I don't know that. Reminds me of SEER school. Oh yeah. So if you were SEER school, you were definitely you were either special forces or you were aviation crew. You were crew or pilot. Which one? Staying up late, taking others about steak. Or you were Marine, so. Recon, maybe? MARSOC? If you were MARSOC, you're hardcore, dude. Intel. Intel at SEER school? Really? Interesting. Yeah, Air Force only sends you if you're special forces or air crew. A linguist. Ah, okay, I see that now. Yeah, they're going to ship you all over the place if you're a linguist. What languages? Yeah, the Air Force pays you a lot if you're a linguist, but you have to sign special agreements because they need people, and they're just not going to dump you. Russian primarily. Uh-oh. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. Language pay were nice. Yeah, special pay, man. I bet it was nice putting that extra pay in your bank account. Badumch. Bottom wick 55.55. He was useless in 2001 though. Spent a lot of time doing radios. Almost able to command there. ATS instead. Oh, okay. I paid for a membership, but I was not able to access the Discord. I need to know your Discord name and your email you signed up with. You don't have to put it in the YouTube chat. If you could, if you're in the Discord server, if you're in Discord altogether, shoot me a DM if you can find me. Otherwise, shoot me an email. I'll post my email in the chat, and I'll get you hooked up. arrive for trade, stay for the dad jokes. Oh, yeah. He was rushing to the bank. Oh, yeah. I had a guy that late 90s Air Force, he was a Morse code guy. They taught him Morse code. They no longer do that. But he said he would drive him crazy because he would hear Morse code patterns and everything in the radio. He'd hear it on TV and the static on the TV. It'd drive him crazy. Like if his water tap in the kitchen was dripping, he would hear Morse code. Bounce back up or head back down. I don't know. Right here, we got to get our 55.49, which it looks like we're doing. Once we reclaim the morning low, then we'll know if we're going to retest. If they reclaim under the morning low, then I would say we're going to retest 55.20 and if not, go into a new low this afternoon. If you're looking for downside action, remember in trend ups. In trend up action, think about it this way. In trend up action, we get morning red to adjust for the prior session, and then afternoon launch pad. The V recoveries. In downtrends, it's the other way around. So if they do sell this off this afternoon and put a new low in, then that means tomorrow is going to probably be a red day. Downtrend. Eight minutes and gotta log it off. What do algebra teachers do when they retire with all that aftermath? Love it. Did you hear voices? No, I heard Morse code. That'd be driving me nuts. We made fun of the Morse code guys. They make a lot of pie. I love it. Badumch. I love it. Navajo Gold Talkers. That's some awesome dudes right there. When the chart is inverted, it looks bullish. Yeah, what does that mean? 30-minute red engulfing, 60-minute red engulfing, 120-minute doji, 240-minute doji. And that's about as far as I go until I go to the daily, which is also a doji. Morning high is 55.49. We close under it, then most likely 55.20. Let's go take a look at the options. Boom. Tesla is call buying. That's it. I'm not really seeing a lot. Yeah, just a slower day. All right, so I was reading something. Was that? I feel like there's a lot of folks on here that don't know or can't take advantage of the types of foods readily available on the West Coast. Yep. I always say I don't have a favorite cuisine, but man, I frequently find myself going back to Asian cuisine. Japanese, and then like Thai type food, the Vietnamese type food. I love it. Love it. But then again, you get Italian. You know, Italian, a true Italian, like Neapolitan pizza. Man, that's good. Dang. Some really homemade Mexican rice. That's good too. Some hot wings. Fresh smoked ribs from Texas. Peach cobbler from Georgia. Dang, that's all good. Now you wonder why I'm not ripped. All right, coming up at the end of the stream here. Obviously, we're just kind of downtrending here. 55.49 under is where we go. Down to 55.20. Morning range liquidity with algorithms. That's what I'm looking for. I need a poke bowl. Oh yeah. Texas brisket. Salt Lick over in Austin, Texas. Y'all been there? It's good stuff. It's the first time I've ever seen people tailgate for brisket. Austin mentioned love my city. Yeah. Barbecue's next level. Was pretty good. Still downtrending here. My girlfriend made me shakshuka the other night. Quite amazing. Turkish, I believe. Franklin's is the spot. Texas barbecue is the best thing the state's got going for it. Well, downtrending here. We absorbed that top liquidity, 55.65, and it does appear we're going to keep on going here. VIX is coming back up. Maybe this is a continuation move. Oh, be careful. A little bit of red. A little bit of red. Could get spicy. Spicy. Coming off. $55.44. Should have taken a picture of my wife's homemade pizza and calzones. Fluffy, beautiful crust, made with some spicy honey made from our neighbor's beehives. Oh, yeah. Sauce is made from tomatoes in the garden. Cheese is from my neighbor's small dairy farm. That is a homemade pizza right there, man. Love it. Red candles down. Here's the 15-minute POC. We are under the morning low. Can you hold it under the morning low, though, on the 15-minute, which will close in 1 minute? So watch the algorithm shift here in 1 minute. Here we go. 55.20 is on deck once this 15-minute candle closes. 55.20. Waiting for the OM exit stream pop. Yeah. Am I in swing puts? I am not in swing puts at the moment. No. Large red engulfing 55.42. Once we take out 49, it's down to 20. Red 55.39. Coming on down. 55.38. Still going. Beautiful. Down to 50. ES is taking out 39 here. I'm not even looking at NASDAQ. NASDAQ is doing the same thing, except their morning high is right where we are now. ES is already below their morning high. So there's a little bit of volume support at 55.32, but that is a small potato compared to 49. So now all signs are going to point to a new low of the day, right here. 55.20. VIX coming up, Apple's coming down. Large sweeping red candles across the board. Coming on down. Where's the liquidity at on the book? 55.20, 55.10. Putting on a little bit at 54.35. Man, I love this morning range. Beautiful. Just got to wait for the algorithms to pivot, man. That's it. Patience. Anyway, I'm past my 10:30 mark here, so I do have to sign off. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have learned a little something. If you have questions about the morning range or any kind of liquidity, shoot me a DM, hit me up in the stream, and I'll be happy to answer them as best I can. Hope you have a good rest of the day. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow, Thursday, and then, of course, Friday for non-farm payroll. Until next time, I'm out.